We're rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed.
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Yeah, some sugars.
It makes it better.
Yeah. Welcome to Nerdbuzzed, the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about and drink a cool frosty brew while we're doing it. I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger, and with me as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
And he's back, getting well hydrated over in the corner.
It's Jack.
It's Jack. Jack is back.
Yeah.
Jack, the Fact Genie. That's going to be like your new title.
The Fact Genie, yeah.
I'm going to, I'll try to redo intern camp maybe, so it's like a little lamp, and there will be this little
You could
cloud.
do the Zombie the Genie
I have,
box.
I actually have an old Beam bottle from like 20 years ago. It's like a limited edition Beam bottle that is the I Dream of Genie bottle.
He looks just like I Dream of Genie.
I know, right?
I Dream of Genie.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't even know what that is?
man
You know
bun.
what that is, right? Tell me you know what that is.
No, I'll look it up.
Wow.
No idea.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Right?
Dude.
How old do we feel? Yeah.
And then don't forget the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still get it on antenna. Antenna. I always say that word wrong.
I don't look like that.
You're right. You're much cuter. So anyway, before we dive too deeply into the show and more shenanigans, we go over to Jay.
For the beer. So, it's the last beer from my trip to visit my friends.
Your
And
Idaho
it is-
friends.
My Idaho friends, and this is from the brewery that they recommended in Idaho, or in Boise specifically, Woodland Empire. So it's So Juicy IPA, 6%?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.6%. So it's a hazy, juicy IPA.
That's actually a legit, like, real IPA number.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is where IPAs should be.
Yeah.
This is a real IPA.
This is a baby IPA.
No,
From
it's
the
a
man in
real
the
IPA.
comment.
It's not a double.
Man
It's not
in
a
the
triple.
comments
Can I-
typing.
Excuse me. Can I give you
Whoa.
some major props for bringing quite the trio of can beers to the show lately?
For the labels?
Yes, you've done phenomenal with it. I am a huge fan of the peach. Like I hope it tastes like peach because it has a peach on it. At least I'm basing that on the little
Yes,
the
it
red
looks like a
lining of
peach
the
to me.
pit, right? It looks like
Yeah.
that to me too. But the
Totally
peach,
eating itself.
it's totally eating itself.
Yeah. Slice itself out and yeah.
That tells
Right?
a really dark story.
Yeah,
He's like,
what
I don't
is
have
it?
enough to eat. I
Like
need
you're
to
a
carve off
cannibal
my
if you
own
eat
body.
somebody else. What are you if you eat yourself?
Manable. I'll look it up.
Look it up, Jack. What is it called when you eat yourself? And then I want to know how much of yourself could you eat before it's like not sustaining you anymore and it's just purely detrimental.
I'm pretty sure it's detrimental from the beginning there.
Really?
Dude.
Like what if you needed to survive and you had to eat something? Could you like cut off your little finger and snack on it and get a little
It
sustenance?
can
Have you
either
ever
be
swung a
called...
hammer? Dude, all of your force comes from the pinky finger.
What are you guys...
Okay, your little
Okay.
toe. No, that's all your balance. Your ears. Your earlobe.
Earlobe. Yeah,
Earlobe.
okay, we'll
Okay,
do
we'll start with
They don't
earlobes.
even care anymore. It's called self-cannibalism,
that's where all the
auto-cannibalism,
meat is.
or autosarcophagy.
Autosarcophagy.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're going to be putting yourself in the grave if you keep that up, young man.
What a weird
Stop
thing to be
eating
into,
yourself.
Yeah. Right?
Wow.
Anyways,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all learned something right out of the gate. Before we learn any more, because I would hate to stop us.
You're right.
Please,
It is very cloudy.
it is very cloudy. Tell us about the beer, Jay.
It's very cloudy. It's
Look at the like. Okay.
it's got a
This
definite
is-
haze line.
but
and you can see right here that chill haze.
Well, this is actually one of the prettiest beers that we've had just visually. I love the way it goes from the head at the top to this kind of misty haze that sort of wisps its way down to the bottom. It's actually really nice. I like it.
Whenever you read anything about it has a chill haze, what you're seeing right there, so at the bottom there where it starts to clear up, right at that that cloud line, that's where it's no longer that same chilled temperature. So it's the chill haze, and as it warms up, that should clear up a little bit.
I am a huge fan of it. I love the way it just kind
And I
of
don't-
whisks through everything there.
And it's something to do with the proteins, the way the proteins were converted and the process. I'm not sure how you get that.
Yeah.
It's considered a negative in many of the circles,
Really?
but it's become, especially with the East Coast IPAs, something that's sought after. So,
So
don't know.
some people, this is right up your alley, and other people, you're going to hate it. So,
so what does it smell? Okay, this smells like your traditional, highly dry hopped IPA. It's your classic Cascade style hops. I don't know if it is actually Cascades, but it smells like it. It smells like your classic.
it's not nearly
Northwest.
as fruity as I thought it would be.
No, it's not fruity at all. Fruity at all.
Yeah,
Hell,
it
that
doesn't
last
have
beer
like
was kicking in, man.
Yeah, it doesn't have this like abundant sweetness and fruitiness to it that the can would lead you to believe.
Well, you're not getting the heavy malt flavors or aromas coming through.
It's got a
Beer
good
did
malt
hit you.
feel.
You're feeling all your senses through the wrong things.
No, that's any different than normal. It's just
Yeah.
amplified.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really have like
No,
a...
it just smells like a good classic dry hopped beer.
Yeah. It doesn't really have anything in the aroma that's really overpowering one thing over the other.
Well, the hops are definitely there, but it's your grassier, little more citrusy, but definitely the grassier hops,
Yeah.
which are
Curious.
more characteristic of the Northwest grown, like your Centennials and your Cascades and your stuff like that.
Yeah. And Jack is drinking
Called H2O.
water.
Because there's a bunch of...
You can still rate water, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I will.
really.
Oh, okay, yes,
You
that's
can't.
because
very true.
there's a bunch of bleach in my water supply. Haven't drank much water.
Or anybody
in the
that
last
lives in
few
any
days.
sort of a civilized community where the water's been treated and you drink that water, it does not taste the same as like fresh well water.
No,
There's no way. You can tell that it has stuff added to it and then it's been treated. Like, even though we have the little teeny town that is right next to us, which is growing bigger and bigger
Yeah,
faster than we know,
unfortunately.
right? But still, I think Stanwood is pretty small. You can't go anywhere in town and get good water. Like from a restaurant or something. It all tastes like chlorine.
no, so Stanwood, at least they used to have 2 wells.
Oh my god.
What?
Just 2 for the whole town?
Yeah, they would switch between one and the other depending on what time of year it was. But
I thought you meant like 2 small wells for this town of Stanwood.
no, they had 2 they had 2
Back
water.
when there were 2 families.
They had 2 water sources that you used to switch from, and it used to be such a drastic, like harsh. Oh my god! They changed the well when you would drink for a week. It was awful.
Huh.
But there was definitely one time of the year that was better than the other. So I don't know which well it was they were on. But one year it was like, hey, the water's great. After a while, I can drink this all day, and then the next day it's not. But I don't think they do that anymore.
Huh. We used to, when I lived further down south, there was, I don't even know where it was at. It was before you got to like Alderwood, you could get off on the...
Linwood.
Kind of, but past Linwood. There was like a well, like in a park. It
Oh,
was
okay.
just like a
The
natural spring.
164th.
Yeah. And we used to actually go there and
Yeah.
get water for...
I used to do that,
because
too.
it tasted good. Like, it just tasted like pure spring water. Like,
Yes,
literally that's
because
what
it
was.
is.
Yeah.
It is a artesian well. It's a natural
it's just
artesian
running
well. It's
all
always
the
running.
time.
And they can't stop it. And it used to be kind of like a little known thing. And now they've actually created a like collection point and a freaking kiosk where you can like go up there and you can fill your stuff. And there's never parking, and so I don't go there anymore.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't like that when I was a kid either.
No.
You used to be able to just go there with your big jug.
Yeah, you
Whatever
had to,
things.
and you had to hike back like 20 yards maybe.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
20
immediately.
yards.
It was outside of just immediate visible area off the side of the highway.
Yeah.
It was more like almost like a little park or
Yeah,
something. Where now it's
exactly.
like this venue that people go to get water. It's way
exactly.
different. Yeah.
Yep.
But the point is that water can be very different across the board.
Yes, and interestingly enough, though, they keep doing because so many people get water there, they keep doing tests on it to make sure that it's potable still.
Huh.
So, like it's actually becoming like a county tested area, tested site.
And it keeps passing.
Oh yeah,
I would
clearly
think,
passing.
right? Yeah. It's crazy that it just keeps
Yeah.
going, right? Yeah.
And one day it will stop and the water wars will begin.
And then we will eat ourselves and be, what is it called again?
Auto sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it looks amazing. It smells really good.
Let's drink it.
And
To all
Marty
the
talked about what
nerds.
he's getting. So to all the nerds,
Through all the fuzz.
bottoms up.
Let's get Nerdbuzzed.
I'm already there. Ooh, that is good. Wow, so that's like, it's a very crisp, refreshing beer. Everything that you wanted from the last one is right there.
Yeah. And not the middle of your tongue.
No.
This is not the middle. This is like wham right away.
Yes, wham right away, and then it like goes to nothing, and then bam, hits you in the backside.
Yeah, yeah. It does have that bitter that kind of rolls kind of from the middle of your tongue across the back of your tongue.
What the hell are you doing, Jack? Wow.
He has to go pee, so he's going to army crawl to the bathroom. Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for not making it weird. So before the show gets any weirder, let's give it...
Impossible.
Yeah, right. I want to give a shout-out to anybody that already did subscribe. Cause,
thank you, man.
Yeah, no, totally. We had a bunch of subscribers. We had Josh on.
Yeah, we got, what, 5 or 6 more?
Yeah, right. Which really actually matters because we're
That's
we're
like
getting
20%, man.
we're getting so close to that being the number we need to get our 100 people.
Yeah.
So we're really, really right there. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's only taken 3 years!
Right? Yeah, yeah. We're like
Are we 3 years now?
I think we're getting there.
October 3 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, we need to do something big for October.
Yeah.
Yeah, like take a week off. But so please, subscribe, tell your friends. It really does help. We really, really do care that people care. And we sleep better at night, which Jay needs more of. So please help Jay sleep better at night. So hit
Thanks, man.
yeah. So hit subscribe. Do it, please.
Yes.
And we are going to keep playing Destiny 2. And I think I'm going to have Adam on. We'll have Gary for sure.
I'll probably have it downloaded by this point.
Yeah, maybe, right? I like that you vanquished the download monster for so long.
I know.
Right? Like you were, like it was afraid of you.
I know.
But now it's haunting you again. That's probably also why the sleeping thing.
Oh, it
Right?
totally is.
It's haunting
it
you. when
really
you're
is.
good. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Not enough bandwidth
Well,
to get a good night's sleep.
It's not that. It's that I'm dreaming of the hunt.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Days of old. The
Yeah.
glory days.
It's me and my Cat 5 cable roaming the
Right?
forest.
Yeah. I like it. So we're gonna keep playing that, but
I'm gonna have to go try and draw that with total big old huge cigar and a pith helmet and
and put like a router on a shoulder or something, right? Like a little like
no
a hip pack.
on the pack on the side.
Yeah, totally.
Router,
Yes. Yeah, you'll make it work.
It'd have to be like one of the 5-bladed big.
Yes, totally. Yes. I don't. Why wouldn't?
Oh
I
no,
do
dude,
that?
that'd be a strap right to his freaking forearm.
Maybe one on each.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But I still like the idea of like the lead guard. You know, one arm free for attack, the other one for guard.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I got the shield and the extra guard right here.
I'm amazed that this is still an issue because you clearly thought about it a lot. Do we want to dive in right away? Jack is on his way back, I'm sure of it. I think this episode's going to be a lot of Marvel. Let's start out Captain Marvel trailer.
Oh, we're going straight to Captain, huh?
Let's go right to Captain Marvel.
Okay.
It's another Captain in the MCU.
Yes.
Right? Very different Captain. The movie is going to come out on March 8th, 2019.
Yep.
But we actually, they released an image and then we got a full trailer, like almost back to back.
Yes.
Right? So let's just do a little quick reaction to what we saw in the trailer and whether or not we're stoked, how we feel about it, whatever.
So I'm gonna jump us ahead in our cast here right now a little bit,
Oh, God.
and go straight to the Deadpool part that's coming in,
Yeah.
and some of your concerns we talked about earlier about Deadpool coming in
Yeah.
and how that might not coincide with Disney's culture.
Yeah.
So the more research I've done on Captain Marvel is how the hell can Captain Marvel be part of Disney's culture?
What do you mean?
She's a drunkard and gets stronger the drunker she gets.
What? That's not true. Is that true?
Yeah.
I think you're thinking
did
of
you-
Jessica Jones.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
right.
Okay. So
Did you look that up? And the more
No,
drunk
I
she gets-
was. It actually comes from another YouTube channel. The what is it? The Screw Attack guys.
And they
Where-
said
where
that
the-
she
where the-
gets
where the-
more
where the death
powerful
battle.
the more drunk she gets.
Yeah.
Is it that she gets more powerful, or that the more drunk she gets, her just like inhibitions go away, and so she just full forces her stuff?
She can get like totally plastered and like come and like phase into a different personality and like, so whoever the captain is, whatever the Captain
Is
Marvel,
this like a Phoenix thing?
so whatever the Captain Marvel is, whatever the previous Captain Marvel is, wherever she got her powers from, she never, I guess, fully utilized them, and then when she can get like just this total bliss to rage, she just totally becomes it.
Weird.
Yeah.
So it is like a Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Huh. I never knew that. To be totally honest about Captain Marvel, I don't know a whole bunch. The only reason...
To be fair, that is my...
That's your knowledge. That's what you know.
Yeah, that's what I know,
Thanks
but-
for bringing that to the table.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that was like their like, from everything I've seen of theirs, they do a pretty good job of from the IPs that they actually like go delve into that I know about.
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job of bringing up like the minutia and the stuff that is actually what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like this is true. This is what they're doing. So I don't imagine they would have changed it up for that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never known that about Captain Marvel. For me, the only thing I know, which this will segue into some stuff later, but the only reason I ever even knew about Captain Marvel was because I knew that that's where Rogue got the rest of her powers from, aside from her absorbing energy, right?
Makes
Like
nothing
she
but
held
total sense now.
Captain
Yes.
Marvel until Captain Marvel died, basically, and that's why Rogue can fly and is super strong.
That makes-
Those are fixed powers because she took all of it, right?
That makes total
That's
sense
the only
now.
thing I know about Captain Marvel. I don't even know and a lot of that knowledge is based on the 90s cartoon, so I don't even know how much of that is totally accurate, but that was the only time I'd ever even known that she was a superhero.
Okay.
So I'm pretty curious. I'm really curious about it because I don't know a whole lot.
And I'm gonna swoop in. So I looked up the thing because I don't
The
trust
thing.
those screw.
What thing?
Her problem with alcoholism because I don't trust the screw attack guys. I feel like they'll just kind of take random things. And
It's
it was
in
just
their
like
name,
it was
right?
just like
Yeah.
one article, one
One arc.
arc that she had
Or
a
she had a
problem, and it was
drinking
it looked like it was a long time ago. So it was just
But
like,
when she had the drinking problem, she was really powerful. She was like domestic violence hero.
yeah, it gave her a split personality, which is interesting.
Very
also,
Dark Phoenix.
Also, what's interesting is I didn't know this, but I guess she gets her powers from the Kree. So that's
Yes.
like the next big villain.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Segue.
Kree and the Skrulls, right? Which we got glimpses of in the trailer.
It was a Kree.
Were the Kree the people that Thanos hired?
No.
Did he just hire some random guys? Or,
No,
like,
they
the
had a name
guys?
too. I forget their name.
I'll look it up.
The
Yeah.
people that came through the portal
Yes.
in the Avengers movie. Those aren't.
They're not Skrulls and they're not Kree.
I don't think they're Skrulls or Kree. Yeah,
They're
I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
I've seen that Avengers movie so many times. This is terrible. I should know the name.
I know you should.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen. The
Oh,
most.
the Kree are in Guardians of the Galaxy because there's the bad guy is a Kree.
Yeah, and he's in Captain Marvel.
That guy?
Yeah. The main bad dude
Yeah.
from Guardians of the Galaxy. Why am I so bad with names?
That's my job,
He's
dude.
one of the most,
No,
he's
just
one of the
bad
most boring characters.
with
everything.
Yes,
You're right.
With
Okay,
coming up
thanks.
with, yeah.
Asshole.
And, okay, so the Skrull are just green guys, and the Kree are blue.
Yeah,
guys.
well, and they're like shape shifting. Because I
Yeah.
remember,
Oh.
I don't really
Because
know.
their whole theory that's like fan theory that's going on right now is that the reason Bruce Banner had performance issues with the Hulk is because he's a Skrull copy.
no,
Oh, it's not
clone.
really Bruce Banner?
That's a fan theory.
Huh.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think that all plays into, because in the
Accuser.
yes.
Yeah.
That all plays into, in the comic books, there is that actual conflict between them, and they have to resolve it, like, within them, right? Like, that is actually in the comics and stuff. But we got to see, like, for the first time, we got to see some different stuff we're going to see in the movie. We got to see young Nick Fury.
Yep.
My biggest question about that is, does he lose his eye in Captain Marvel?
Of course he does.
Right? Like, he loses
has
his
to.
eye.
It's the Chitauri.
The Chitauri.
Yes, the Chitauri. That's right.
I had a lot of
Yes.
things to look up, but I did it.
Nice job. Way to go, Genie Jack.
Thank you.
He should really just do one of these, right? When he does that, cross your arms and bob the head. You've got the ponytail bun thing.
It's cross and then nod.
And then nod. Now, just thank you. Yeah.
No, don't dab it, you idiot.
God, he ruins everything. Do you think that there will be a moment in this movie where, like, Nick Fury's about to die, but Captain Marvel saves him despite he losing the one eye? That moment has to happen, right? And maybe she's like, I saved your planet, but you're not ready for me, and this is too crazy. I'm going to get out of here and go back and do whatever. And then that's because the little pager thing, he's got a pager, at least in the trailer, whether it's the same one that eventually gets modified to his, like, Captain Marvel branded one with the logo and everything, maybe, right? But he still has that in the trailer. So maybe she's like, I'm out of here. You guys aren't ready for this yet. And then that's why he can tap into her later. But they have this connection because he saved his life or whatever and blah, blah, blah with his eye.
And like I said, because it's limited to the screw attack thing that I saw. But far as I know, is she went into outer space and to the Kree.
Yeah.
And that was who she trained with and became the next, like, head whatever Kree person it was.
Yeah.
Kind of like your example you were citing earlier.
What's that?
The Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Oh yeah. I really, when I watch this trailer, not that I want to come across as like this looks like a garbage fest like Green Lantern or whatever because so many people hate that, but I really got some Green Lantern vibes from it.
Yes.
Her suit is very kind of Green Lantern-y. It's the green. It's got the green colors in it. She's from space. She has these energy powers, right? There's this fighter pilot thing that's built in. And, like, there's so many. Part of me was like, I wish Ryan Reynolds would just, like, pop in real quick in this trailer, right?
Well, he could now.
Yeah, like, maybe, right? Yeah. I'm really curious to see what happens with the Nick Fury connection.
Yes.
If anything, I'm curious how much of it will be its own movie versus all these blatant things that tie into the MCU and what we've seen so far, because it takes place in the 90s.
Yeah,
right?
it takes place in the 90s, which is before everything we've had so far.
So, like, how blatant are they going to make that? Like, in how many ways are they going to find these little ways to sew that in throughout the rest?
Too many.
Yeah, I think that could happen.
I would say it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're going to put them in there. And not only will they put them in there, and like the people like you.
No, stop.
If you hit volume down, it quiets.
He's
There you
old.
go.
He doesn't know how to work the phone anymore.
right?
It's my wife. It's not a big deal. It's my wife, your sister.
Yes.
We're not going to be in trouble at all.
Yeah, so we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
No, so they're going to put them in there.
Yeah.
And, like, instead of leaving it up to you or I or Jack or any of you guys out there that are huge fans to figure it out or see it and go like, oh my gosh, they put that in there. They're going to be like, here it is, here's a spoon, eat it.
Yeah.
Which they do with everything. And it's the... I hate to say it, like, bring a Kevin Smith reference. Actually, no, I like bringing Kevin Smith references into this.
Yeah, you do. You don't hate anything
I
like
know.
this.
No, but like the whole freaking, that was one of his arguments about the whole Mallrats thing.
Yeah.
Which I hated Mallrats when I was younger, and I've totally grown on me more. But it's actually one of my favorites now. But everything in Mallrats is spoon fed to you.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
I like that about it, though.
There's none of that underside thing, and like one of his things is like. He makes references in all of his other movies to his previous movies and his previous works and all this other stuff. And it's up to you to figure it out. And you're the guy that's sitting there going, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, what the hell are you laughing at? That's why it's funny. You know? And I totally appreciate the fact that I would totally appreciate the fact that if they did that, or appreciate it if they did that. They're not going to. It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be blatant and in your face.
I think that Marvel has kind of had a little bit of a run, especially since Infinity War, of just kind of giving us these filler movies, even before Infinity War, like Black Panther.
Not necessarily filler, but they're
Ant-Man?
definitely.
Wait,
They're
you
like
guys saw
fluff.
Ant-Man,
They're
right?
kind of like fluff.
Okay,
movies,
Ant-Man and
sorta,
Wasp
right?
has definitely felt the fluff stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like this. Give them something to
It's a more
to keep the
personal-
ball rolling.
Yeah.
But Black Panther, I felt like was very kind of similar in the same way. It had all the classic things that all these not necessarily origin, but these between big arc movies have, right? And
They're
I
more
felt like
personal.
Ant-Man,
They might set up stuff.
but they're like,
Oh,
but the things that happen that are more personal are less impactful to this big arc that
Yeah.
we're all waiting and
Yeah.
clamoring for the end result of, right?
Yes.
And I could see this Captain Marvel movie being nothing but that. I mean, it takes place in the 90s. I really doubt that there's going to be a whole lot in this movie that will like allude to the next arc. Like these are just going to be filler things for the arc.
I
that
think we're
on
gonna get a
now.
ton of Guardians references. In
Yeah,
this
you think
movie.
so?
I really do. I mean, because it's
Well,
this-
obviously we got but they're way after it.
they're way after it, but it's going to be I'm sure they're going to have, what is it, the
man.
no
John C.
the
Reilly.
You think we'll get Thanos stuff?
no not probably get a little bit of Thanos stuff,
Yeah.
but no, I'm talking about the
Kree.
no the
We're trying.
shut up. The funeral that they were doing with God damn, I'm so
In
bad.
Guardians?
In
For
Guardians.
the Nova Corps?
Yeah, not for the Nova Corps. The Nova Corps was the good guys, but they were always against them until they became part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy with the...
Yes.
Oh, those people. You think they'll be in there?
Yeah. It was not. I want to say Reavers, but they're not Reavers. They're
Yeah, yeah.
Space Pirates.
Yeah, the Space Pirate people.
What? They set that whole thing up. Is anything going to happen
Ravagers
with
or-
that?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With him. Is that ever going to be a thing?
Yeah. I heard that it could potentially be a spinoff.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
No, but you mean with the guy that has the
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. That they could tie into.
That would be
Yeah,
that
exactly.
would be
They could
too much
totally-
to happen in this one movie though.
Although
I
it
think-
could just be like a quick little cameo.
That's what I'm talking about. They could totally have him
which
just
would be cool.
come through there. Yeah.
I would be into that.
You know.
I just hope it doesn't try and take on too much of Guardians
Who's
or
also from
try and
Mallrats.
like put in too many cameos. Because I think they have to set up a lot of what this character is. Like, it's going to have to be a story of her remembering her past. And looks like there's a lot of stuff to do with her past. And I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a lot.
All right.
Are you guys excited?
You want to do it off camera?
I am
I'm
excited.
gonna-
Yes, we are so excited.
Are you
Yes.
excited? You guys talk about it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's definitely, hopefully, going to be a lot better than Green Lantern. I'm interested to see how they're going to tackle it all.
Well, I want to say clearly it's got to be better than Green Lantern because it doesn't
Yeah.
take much. You're not setting a high bar there.
It's better than Green Lantern. What does that?
Yes, we're talking to you, Mick.
Oh my god. That's funny.
But no, I said the Kree and like I said with Ronan and all that is a core part of what this is going to be,
yeah.
and they're part of that, so it should be.
Maybe it'll give some backstory that'll make Ronan,
You know,
an actually
maybe-
interesting villain.
Well, maybe they'll
cool.
have the kid Star-Lord in there too.
But it's all just too much.
Why
mean,
not? Why
I
not
don't
have
know.
it in passing?
Yeah, okay. If they
You know
do
what
it
I'm
in
saying?
passing,
If they do it
it'd
in
be cool.
passing and they don't even, like I said, like what I was saying earlier, they don't have to put it out there as a, hey, this is Star-Lord.
It's like
Everybody, look at Star-Lord.
He's in the movie for like
but
30 minutes.
But
That'd
no,
be
but I'm
awesome.
saying, though, even if it's a 5-second thing, like
Yeah.
it's traditional Hollywood stuff. They have to put it in there as this big banner thing. This is who it is.
Yeah.
What if they just put it in there is in passing and something's mentioned that alludes to it?
It's like when he first learns to shoot a gun, she flies in, she's like, guns are bad, and then she flies away, and it's like, what?
Wow,
You know?
I don't know where you stand.
Yeah. And then Stan Lee's like, how am I still alive? How is he still alive?
How is he still
He
alive?
is so old. Point of it, yeah, I'm excited.
You know, you're gonna say that all the way up until you're that old.
I will never be that old. The night will take me before then.
Well, I said I was gonna die upside down, going backwards at 200 mile an hour on fire 10 years ago, and look at where I'm at.
Was that while it was happening?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I totally was like, yeah, I'm gonna totally wreck a car upside down, backwards, and on fire.
No, I just mean like No, I thought you meant like you're like, yep, I'm in the upside down burning car. This is. I was like, whoa, that's an interesting story, but
Yeah, no, that's totally how I saw myself going.
Well, you still could.
the night will take me.
I gotta drive that way though.
He
could,
has
though.
to. He
could.
has to.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's why you drive the way you do.
I don't though.
I
Is the
came in
thing.
at the perfect time. Now it all makes sense.
I don't though. Is the thing. You have no idea how I used to
Episode
run.
about cars.
You
Like,
used to
I-
drive terrible.
Not if any other people were on the road. Which is fun. Okay, so it's kind of funny though. Because remember what I said in that episode is all about, I chose the time and place that I did it, which is why I never got nailed for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get greedy. I didn't repeat it in the same spot all the time. Because that's also a key thing. Oh, if we just say, here, I'll come through and get it,
Got the mind of a serial killer.
Right?
Yeah, there you go. Don't piss me off, Jack.
Too late.
But
Joker
no.
origin story, you guys.
But but dude, I was driving down the freaking freeway to work yesterday, and this little freaking Miata, that by the way was not fast. My Jetta would have owned it. But this little Miata comes past me, just wah! And I'm doing 77, 76,
In a.
Well, in my Merc.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
In my
Yeah.
Mercedes. But anyway,
matter.
but anyway, he just blasts past me, and I'm like, dude, I'm just looking at him like, dude, kid, this is not the time or place. And not 2 seconds after I said that, this freaking SUV lights up like a freaking Christmas tree. It pulls him over. I'm like, see?
Yeah.
Enemy spotted. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
left
but I'm
on
just
him.
I'm just sitting there driving along going, dude, this is not the time or place to do that, kid. You do it. I'm all for it. Drive like an
Do you
A.
feel like you're better than that, or better about that because you've watched some Initial D? Has that helped at all with it?
No.
Just to segue into
Initial D will not help you in that situation. I'm going to tell you this right now.
yes,
If you watch Initial D and then start driving that way, you're going to have Initial D music playing in your head, and you're going to be like, I'm a waste car driver, and be like, woo!
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
We're
that
gonna
way.
have. This is gonna be our Initial D episode, right? Everybody got a preview.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that's yeah.
Did you?
Where
did,
do we go?
did
How
you guys
did we
talk?
start there, Jack?
Did you guys talk enough about Captain Marvel? Are we moving on from
Yeah.
Captain Marvel?
Yep. We can move on.
No, dude, where did
We're
we start?
excited. Did
no,
you guys
shut
say
up,
you're excited?
where did we start out there with Jack?
How did we get to that point? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Did we decide whether or not we're excited or not?
I'm
Oh, of
excited.
course we're excited.
I'm
am
just not
excited,
excited for the same reasons. I just hope they don't do too much. But I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope they don't tackle on everything.
Yeah, well, I was talking about them bringing in Star-Lord and stuff.
Yeah.
As kids Star-Lord, and just be like a...
Yeah, I don't know because he did take place around that kind of time.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even before that actually.
see.
But yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Um.
So if we move on,
I mean, obviously
yes.
be a cameo.
yeah.
And then what I was saying is they don't need to put it out in their big banner. Hey, this is Star-Lord.
You know what else
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a cameo? The X-Men showing up in Deadpool 2. Boom! Slammed it!
Segue.
Got it.
Wow.
Marvel has officially announced that Kevin Feige will take over X-Men when
Oh, wow.
and
Here we
if
go. I know.
the Disney-Fox merger happens.
Yep. It's going to
It
happen.
is still not totally for sure, but so many hoops have already been jumped through. It's well on its way to be confirmed. So, if that happens, Kevin Feige will run it, who is the main guru behind everything in the MCU.
Right now.
He's basically responsible for what is happening with the MCU and where, at least from where it's gone to where it is now, right?
Yes.
If there's one thing that you can tie to all of it, or one person, he's that person, right? Everybody, not that he writes them, he directs them, he stars in them.
No.
Right? He's not that guy. But he has his hands in every single MCU movie that's happened so far. So as far as that goes, I'm stoked. I think that makes so much sense that you would...
Oh, dude, it makes dollars and cents that they
Right?
be together.
Yeah. Well, and why give it to another person who has
Exactly.
another vision?
Just one Marvel.
Don't create DC, right? Which I think is a lot of what their issue is that you have so many hands in the pot there.
Or Star Wars,
their-
even.
Yeah, kind of the same thing, right? I love that Disney is aware that they have a powerhouse with Marvel, and they're aware that what's going on with it is working so well. Why change it? Right? I love that mentality. I totally am into it. The CEO of Disney is actually in an interview said, "It makes sense for Marvel to be supervised by one entity. There shouldn't be two Marvels."
And that was the Igor guy or whatever?
Yeah. He is CEO of Disney.
Igor.
So that's not Kevin Feige saying that. That is actually Disney CEO.
Yeah.
So that's the guy saying, yes.
The guy that writes the checks.
Deal with this.
Well,
yeah,
his
you're doing
secretary
it.
does.
Yeah, right. He's way up here, and now he's saying, yeah, we totally trust him. He's done. Look at what he's done. Why would we trust anyone else? Go for it.
Yep.
That does not confirm in any way that the X-Men will be part of the MCU. It just confirms that it will be all handled under the same roof.
They would have to bring them together.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like it has to happen?
Oh yeah. Dude, why wouldn't it?
I've said before, and I
mean they've already had two crossover characters.
What do you mean?
The Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, that could
enhanced.
be yeah.
Not
they're
mutants.
The enhanced.
Not, we
That's true.
We did not say mutants.
Yeah,
I
get this. I get this. But once that's done, it can be mutants.
Do you think there could be that could be part of a story arc where we go back now and we get like a Quicksilver again? He does come back to life, but it's not because he came back to life. It's like a prequel to what we saw, and we learned that they actually were mutants, and then we start to get introduced, kind of like a Captain Marvel thing.
Yeah.
Where we go back and we get introduced to this other thing that's been going on that now actually played a bigger role in the movie in the time frame we're in now. We just weren't aware of it.
I'm thinking it could open the possibility for multiverses, which could really
I want to say right now, multiverse is a DC thing.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, it's like
and you have to be the Flash to be able to.
No, like it's like we use the Space Stone on Thanos' gauntlet, and we open it up, and suddenly there's the X-Men.
Or what if
type in the chat, what color is the thing that's holding all the cans together?
Green.
Yeah.
No
Imagine
colors,
that.
invisible.
Yeah. What thing holding the cans together? Yeah. I could see them really.
This thing?
Yeah.
Right here?
I could see them really doing a Captain Marvel approach with it, where they just pick their time frame.
Or they Jew it, huh?
Yeah, where they Jew it.
Wow.
Yeah, right? You said it.
No, you said it first.
You said it.
The thing about the X-Men, though, is that
said
there's
it first.
so many...
I said do it.
No,
There's
you said
so-
Jew.
No, I didn't. You heard
did
it.
too.
You're such a racist.
I know.
God. There's so many established characters and things already that I feel like it'd be kind of weird to restart it.
What do you mean?
Or especially considering Inhumans
They
and all
have
the
to restart.
shows.
They have to restart it.
I think to integrate it, they'd have to just make a multiverse. And have where they can cross
Why can't they
over.
just start fresh?
Well, Hugh Jackman can come back and they just go back in time again.
Well, but... yeah, he could.
I think you recast the whole thing, you start fresh, brand new X-Men thing,
Yeah.
and I would not be shocked at all if they did it in this Captain Marvel way, where we got like prequel movies. Like maybe you get cameos from some X-Men here and there and some other movies, or you start to hear about it, but they don't establish them until
They just
like a
merge the
prequel.
two universes together and say nothing about it. They say nothing. It's like, yeah, whatever. Remember that time when Apocalypse came? Yeah, whatever. Too busy fighting Thanos. They're like, it all works. It's all in the same time frame.
So this is what I kind of think about, at least. One of the things I love about what Marvel has done is I love that we built to the Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got each hero, we kind of got them introduced, and we got to learn, we got to watch them grow a little bit and fall in love with those characters on their own before we suddenly had to fall in love with them as a team, right? I would love it if they did that with X-Men. Like, I don't want an X-Men movie. I kind of want some individual movies, which I think also makes financial sense for Disney and Marvel to do. But I kind of want the X-Men to work their way into being a team also.
The mutant thing has always kind of been this unified thing, though.
Well, it can still be that though, but they're on the run as mutants, and they don't come together as a team until like 3 movies in. I kind of want that, even sort of the way that like Black Widow and Captain America have their movie where they're sort of a team and they do those things, right? You got she's even that way with Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Like I kind of want the X-Men to be sprinkled in and introduced, and then find a common, that they're mutants and they find something to go pursue together, kind of like Winter Soldier.
Okay, so having watched been the kids of the 90s cartoon,
Yeah.
How would they do that, though? Because in the 90s cartoons, the closest thing we have to that actually happening. Because they always did this little backstory of who they were in it. The clearest backstories were Wolverine, Gambit, and I can't think of any others that were like just this clear rogue a little bit, but not
That
much.
were what?
There were just this clear, separate backstory.
Oh, well, I think you have your core main guys that make up the X-Men, right? But there
Okay.
has to be a story about them before they're even the X-Men. Like, who was the first one that then got taken in, and we're going to try to make this guy, figure out his powers with him and coach him through this and that. And there's even that journey to get to that point. And then suddenly now Professor X has got a pupil. The other guys came in at certain points, right? Like, they had to go out and rally a team.
Yeah.
And then they all start trickling in to get to be the X-Men we know now.
So as far as the first three, Xavier, Cyclops, and Beast.
Yeah, you could do that. I would actually really like to see like a Cyclops movie where he maybe isn't so much the like goody two shoes teacher's pet that
He's a
we've
bad
always
boy.
known.
Dude,
Yeah, but he kind of
have
like
you not seen 13 Candles? He drives a freaking Porsche.
I just don't want him to do too much. I get worried about these massive team up movies and doing that. There's so many characters to focus on. You never feel like you get enough of any one of the characters, but then at the same time, some of them you do, I guess, feel that way, where it's like, it's so hard to balance how all that works, right? I would love to see
Infinity
them
War.
come together in some other movies so that you've already got all that under your belt, and we don't need to do all that in one movie. It's like that's already all been explained, kind of, which I think is the definition of Infinity War. Infinity War is that movie that you have already seen all this stuff. We're not going to drag that into this movie now and explain everything out for you. You already get it.
Yes.
So
And
we're
that's what I
going to now
appreciate about it
focus. Yeah.
so much.
So I want that to happen. Like, I want what the MCU has already done to happen with the X-Men and build to like an Infinity War, which will be the X-Men movie, right? Like, I want these individual characters. I want to know them separately
And
and
that
then
was
watch
what my
them
question
grow a
was.
little bit.
So which ones would it be that you would think that would be? And how would
Obviously,
that story...
we have to have Wolverine. I mean, that makes dollars and
Clearly.
cents, right? It totally does. I think
Wolverine aside, we all know that.
Cyclops, he, of course, right? He's like the poster boy for the X-Men. He has
Yes.
to also be in there. I would love to see that. Boy, of course, Professor X. He has to be brought in somewhere.
So we've already got
somehow.
Xavier, Magneto. They're past.
Yeah, that has to kind of be tied in
Yep.
there. I see you over there, Jack. I see you.
Yeah.
Are you bouncing now? Jack
Yeah.
has to go at some point.
I gotta go to work. I would like to ask though, and I'll watch this later. One big concern: how do the themes of the X-Men fit in with Marvel? Because it's like, the mutants being pushed away and every. Oh, I guess they kind of could, but it seems like X-Men is a lot more of like the mutants have been established as the moment they're like out there. It's like, screw you. The
But
government's
even
coming
in
after
the
you. Also, they call them
MCU,
mutants.
I was
okay,
gonna say-
but on that
so
point,
even in the MCU, yeah, after they've already established the fall of the Avengers and the breakup, once they're getting arrested, put on the island, that totally opens up for them creating the. Why am I drawing a blank on it now? All of a sudden,
the Sentinel, like,
Sentinels, yeah.
anti-mutant campaign.
exactly,
Yeah.
totally creates that.
Oh yeah, we've totally created tension between civilians and heroes
Yeah.
and the effects that those heroes have.
Dude,
I said it before. I think that this is beyond good timing for Marvel to take over the X-Men.
Yeah.
It just is. We're rebooting MCU as we know it already. Right?
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, in a way, not that we're really rebooting it, but we're starting to trickle off the stuff
It's
that
growing.
we know, and the new stuff is going to take the forefront.
They need to find a new arc. You're right.
Yeah, and I could see the X-Men fitting into that so well.
Yeah, that is the clearest makes sense to this in now that you've said right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense. All right.
Bye, Jack.
Later, Jack.
So
Go dream of Genie.
yeah, do you have any X-Men that you would love to see?
I would, yeah, the Wolverine and the Sabretooth, I think that'd be a great, like, starter point
Yeah.
to start
And
it
again,
off.
how classic superhero movie could that be?
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
basically, you have your origin of Wolverine. He's going to fight a guy that's almost exactly like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like so many classic superhero tropes are built into a Wolverine Sabretooth movie.
I know.
That would be cool. And that would also spill into connecting the villains.
And the thing with the Wolverine Sabretooth, that could be way early in the thing too, and that could also spill into the Xavier and Magneto.
Yeah.
Those could coincide before we ever get any of your Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
In there. Because that could be way.
What if they even do? I hadn't really thought about this.
So the Wolverine Sabretooth and the Magneto Xavier could totally be the split in the beginning of the two factions.
What if it was even Professor X Magneto movie?
That's what I'm
like
saying.
Where they are buddies, and then eventually they do have the point where they split and have to go their separate ways, and there's no X-Men yet, or there's no.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And then you have your, like I said, your Sabretooth and your Logan, and that'll split, and then obviously Logan's going to go his own path, but Sabretooth will clearly join with Magneto, and then Xavier will start his group, and then Logan will find his way back to the X-Men.
There could be a lot of really, really cool ways they could tie it in. I want it to be part of the MCU.
And even when they're having their broken parts, or I don't like you guys, I'm going home thing, that could totally be a perfect time for them to team up with the Avengers, or team up with somebody else on the other side of the thing.
Yeah, or even do like the Black Widow, Captain America thing, where it's like, you don't need the Avengers, all of them in a movie. You can just have, or even like a Ragnarok with Hulk and Thor, right? Like just pick two and find a way for them to interact with each other, and then in a future movie like Infinity War or whatever it is that we need to now bring them all together, you'll have that past banter that will like tie those heroes together.
Clearly,
that will now bring that other movie in.
Exactly.
Like there's so much cool things they could do with it, and I don't think you will reach that full potential of what all those cool things could be without making them part of the MCU.
Oh, no.
It has to be part of the MCU.
They have to put it in the MCU. You have to have the base movies that do that.
Yeah.
And I think 2 movies could do it. I think you could establish that in 2 movies.
Yeah, and even if... I think that this... the way they're doing this Captain Marvel is a big sign that not only can we jump to the past to start introducing a character, especially now with X-Men, who we know jump all over the time frame. We could even jump to the future for some stuff and have them introduced there, and then come back and travel back to where now we've got this introduction of who they will be, even as opposed to who they were.
So you kind of like Future Trunks things?
Sort of, yeah, totally like a Future, or Days of Future Past, like that movie even. Like, there's ways to do it that way. X-Men gives you so much license to do whatever the hell you want. They really do.
This is the only X-Men movie I have not finished.
What? I like that one. It's great.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said that's the only X-Men movie I have not finished.
Oh, that one's not bad. It's a Wolverine movie.
Yes.
So, yeah. And the other question we had, big question, did you guys already talk about Deadpool?
No.
We kind of loosely touched on it, but I think...
Oh, go ahead.
Go for it.
I think you can put Deadpool in anywhere.
I think
just
so
his
too.
fourth wall breaking and his shenaniganery is what makes him him.
Well, and I've heard so many people say, like on the internet and whatever, that you can't have Deadpool be in the MCU. He's R-rated, right? Like that's what's going to keep him out of it. But we were talking about this before we recorded. I would love to see Deadpool be the R-rated version of that Colossus character in the Deadpool
the Colossus
movies.
character.
Yeah. Like how Colossus is the super clean-cut guy that doesn't want to swear and like, wants to be respectful to women and like all this and that. And in the Deadpool movies,
the
complete opposite of
flip
that.
Of what?
Yeah, because the MCU kind of is Colossus already, right? It's way more polished and clean-cut.
Which is kind of what they alluded to in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah, totally. And so I would love to see Deadpool be in the MCU, but be the crass R-rated guy, but we never actually get to see it. I want to see the comic book sensory.
So be like, language. What the? You talking about? Why am I getting...
Yeah. And only Deadpool sees it.
Yeah.
He addresses the camera as it's weird while the rest of the movie goes on. And I don't want too much of that, because that would make it a Deadpool movie. But if he's in there, I'm totally cool with him doing that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would be so cool.
Like 3 or 4 bleeps and then go on.
And then he can do his thing or whatever. Maybe he gets shot and he's almost dead and they leave him for dead because he'll just heal and come back and be in the next Deadpool movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that would be great. I would love that so much, right? They could handle it all so well. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens with all that. So I hope it all coexists. I really, really do. Marvel has done something that I don't think has ever been done in movies before. With the way they've just created this massive world where all these characters are so aware of not only themselves, but everybody else that exists in it, especially after Infinity War. Everybody knows that everybody exists, right? And I guess with the exception of Captain Marvel, that'll happen in the next one, right? But everybody knows, and they all exist in this big world. They all have their own little problems that go on, even with the Netflix shows, that they even know that they all exist. Mm-hmm. They're dealing with their own little problems on their lower level superhero stuff. They have to keep that going. That's my favorite thing about it. It really is. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it.
Speaking of which, I was reading an article about the new coming of Daredevil.
Yeah.
And the new writer and new illustrator for the Deadpool comics is coming in at the same time that the new series airs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the article was talking about how he's killing off Daredevil for the new writers and stuff to come in.
Huh.
So I guess Daredevil I didn't realize this until I read this article, but apparently every writer and animator, or not animator, but illustrator, before has put Daredevil into just some totally crap situation.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
almost
Daredevil.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get out of, and then every new writer has to come in and figure out a way to get him out of it.
Yeah,
and it's like, I guess so. He's been imprisoned. He's been like near death. He's been outed as his character. What am I drawing a blank on it now all of a sudden? But
Murdoch,
yeah, Matt Murdock. He's been outed as that and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, there's really not a whole lot left, and this is the biggest one that can be, so I'm killing him.
Yeah.
So the new person has to actually figure out some way that he didn't die or something, which, ironically, is how the last episode of Defenders left.
With him dead?
Well, everybody thinks he's dead.
Oh, yeah, because of the building and everything that happened. Yeah, that's right. And then, and we got, at the end of the Iron Fist Season 2, you get that little trailer of him beat up.
Yes.
Why is he in the black gear again? Was he in that at the end of the Defenders?
No, he was not.
So that makes me wonder. Are they doing a Captain Marvel thing? Are we going back now? Like, what's happening with all that?
I don't know. But maybe his gear was totally thrashed, and the guy that makes it for him couldn't make it for him again.
Yeah, like there's some other sort of drama going on with all that.
I don't know.
It's right around the corner. It comes out Season 3, October 19th. Both Iron Fist and Daredevil snuck up on me. I had no idea.
They're that fast? Really?
Yeah, I had no idea that this is coming out next month. This is weeks away.
Really? You didn't realize that?
I didn't realize Daredevil was that close. I did not realize when we first talked about Iron Fist that when it was announced and we were talking about it, it was a matter of weeks before we got to watch it. Right? Like, that's crazy to me that it's all just, I first heard about it and then I looked up the date and I was like, wow, that's only a few weeks away.
Speaking of Iron Fist, great series. Loved it. All the way up until the last 5 minutes of the last episode.
That's my favorite part.
Oh my god.
The part you're talking about is my favorite part.
That is so garbage. That is so garbage. So it's like, Marvel has always been in the forefront of the political game and what's going on. And yes, they're making the female Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. If you haven't watched it, it's way better than the first season. That's not saying much, but it is.
Dude, dude. It is hand over fist better than the first season.
Yes.
It is. I loved it all the way up into like the last half of the last episode.
That's so funny because I've never laughed so hard.
Oh, I laughed.
So serious until then.
I laughed and it was like, God.
We can't even say what it is because I want people to have that either shocked look on their face or the belly hold chuckle that I
did the belly hold chuckle.
I totally did.
I did the belly hold chuckle, but I wasn't happy that I did the belly hold chuckle.
I loved it. I was like, that's so great because that's him owning that stupid character he's been for so long, and it's like,
God.
They're just gonna do it. It's great. I love it. I love that we're so opposite on it too. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Oh my god, it was garbage. I hated it.
I'm wondering.
I mean, I did laugh out loud. They're not going to. They're not. Oh my god, they did. They actually went there and they did it.
Yep.
And it actually spurred me to go look into the past. And apparently, they made like a 30-year jump in Iron Fist to that. So they went from like the old school Iron Fist to the new school Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Like 20 or 2005-ish. So that's like, it's a huge jump.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I think the only thing that I really noticed about that season 2 Iron Fist that I kind of wish, it really made me wish they would have done it.
I was happy they did the female Iron Fist thing, though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, and I love, what's her name?
Yes.
Colleen, right?
Yes.
Like,
Colleen
I'm totally into
awesome.
her, so it's great
And
if
that
she's
is
in something.
not canon in any way, as far as like the actual comics go.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is cool, though. I really like it.
Yeah.
And I like how she enhanced it.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with everything they did. I'm actually on board with the end part that you're not as big of a fan
God,
of.
that was so
but I
dark.
love that he's got his departure.
To be fair,
he's
though,
doing his thing.
The son of what's his name? The brother that's not a brother.
Davos.
No,
Luke Cage. He's the son.
the rich guy.
Oh, he's my favorite. He is the best person in all of the Iron Fist.
I was gonna say that was the part that
Ward.
I liked about Ward. Yes,
Ward is so good.
I liked him the best in that last section.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess this isn't gonna work out. You're gonna have to talk to my buddy, and just steps away. It's just...
Yeah. Ward, season 1 Iron Fist. Ward, phenomenal. Like, genuinely.
Well, the change that you saw through him.
Oh, but
yeah.
I mean, if we're talking like acting quality and like, which I think is something that we kind of skate past a lot in superhero stuff. We're not so worried about the acting part. It's more like what all's happening around. Is it this great action fest, right?
I worry about the action quite a bit, actually, or the acting.
And I do too. But for a guy that is not even like the main hero character guy and everything. The acting that guy does in season 1, I absolutely loved it. He was like the saving grace of season 1 for me. He was. I love the slamming his hand in the car door and just like hitting his absolute rock bottom. I love the way in this season 2, he still is just filled with these like conflicting emotions in it. And he doesn't know who he is, and that tries to get defined. Like, to me, that's a good actor. Like, the way he can nail those roles and do those things. He is my favorite from Iron Fist.
He sells it hands down. I mean, nobody questions that his character is who it is.
Yeah, it nails it. The best thing that Iron Fist has given us is Ward, as far as I'm concerned. I
think
love
Colleen's
his character.
the best thing that Iron Fist has given us. But...
Yes, I'll give you that. But she's not the actor Ward is. I would much rather she got a show over Ward for sure. But
season 1, I would have put her as a better actor than Danny Rand character.
Yeah.
But season 2, he actually played a better character.
Yeah, in the season 2, the only thing I'd wished, we got that one great episode in Luke Cage.
Yeah, the Heroes
where
for Hire
Iron
episode.
Fist was in there, and they were there. It was so Heroes for Hire. I wish they would have done that more. And I think in the season 2, we actually got what I wanted from that between Colleen and Misty. Mm-hmm. Right? We got that Daughter of the Dragon interaction that really started to happen between them. We got multiple episodes.
An article that I was reading about this was that Defenders and Iron Fist Season 2 are the setup for the future of the what do you call it?
The Netflix universe?
Netflix series, yeah. So, because
the NMCU?
Daredevil's going away.
Yeah.
He's not going to continue much more than this.
This could be his swan song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This could be his swan song. And the whole thing is like, yeah, so Rand's going to go find his personal path and what he's going to do and all this, and then he'll come back, and then him and Luke Cage will team up as the Heroes for Hire, and then Colleen and Misty will be because Misty's talking about how she's going to get her arm rebuilt, and it'll be the more overpowered arm and everything else.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? Even in this Iron Fist 2, the Mary Walker, the Typhoid Mary, she is somebody that Daredevil dates, and like he gets involved with her. So I wouldn't be surprised if she is part of that transition that goes into this
Bloody
next Typhoid Mary, I think is her name.
No, Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary?
Bloody
Where's
Mary.
Jack? God damn it, Jack.
The article that I read brought her in as Bloody Mary and as tied her to Matt Murdock.
Oh, okay. So yes,
because the third persona of her is Bloody Mary.
Okay. So I would love to see all that interaction.
And he totally talked about how she's like, yeah, there's somebody else that I don't even know about and I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
You know.
I really liked Iron Fist Season 2 because the first season it happened and I watched it and it was like, I don't really care. I'm just waiting for Punisher or Daredevil now, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's like, I don't really care. I'm waiting
to be
for
clear,
the next thing.
I'm very much waiting for Punisher.
Well,
and Daredevil.
Which I am now too, but now I care more because I watched this season 2 of Iron Fist. Like, I feel like that's relevant in it all, as opposed to that kind of filler thing. Like,
and
we were
how
talking
awesome
about
was Davos?
I liked him.
Dude, I loved the commitment to his character.
Yeah.
Dude, that was freaking amazing. I hated his character. I loved to hate his character, and because I loved to hate his character so much, is a testament to how well he played it.
Yeah. And he had some of those great Ward moments where it was like you saw in his acting that struggle that the character had, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm a huge fan of. I love it when the actor can convey the like internal struggle of their character without having to vocalize it. Mm-hmm. And I think that Davos and Ward are really good at that. Colleen, not so much. Iron Fist, not so much, right? But even
to be fair, he did
Misty,
a way better job.
I think does a pretty good job too. I really like Misty.
Dude, okay, Misty plays sarcasm so well.
Yeah,
I love it.
I really, really like her character. I think she's so good. She's also one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The supporting cast of Iron Fist 2 made it great for me. It really did.
That's what you said made Iron Fist 1 was great, was the supporting cast.
It's what made Iron Fist Season 1
acceptable.
Tolerable. This one, there was enough of it. And again, because of those team-ups between Colleen and Misty, and for multiple episodes, and we got to watch all them grow with each other and everything, it made them great. And it made all those made that movie shine. Again, Iron Fist is not the one I really care about in it. It's like, and even these massive moments happen for him, I don't really care, right? I want to watch these
Which
other
is why I
supporting
hate
characters.
that last part so much.
That's the only time I cared. I was like, that's so great. That's you. In that moment, that is so
not
your
him.
stupid
That
character.
is awful CG.
It's so good, though. He's such a cheesy, crappy CW hero in those shows that I love that moment. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, we're not going to spoil it for you, but watch the end of it. It's awesome. It's my favorite moment.
My God.
There's even somebody on Twitter, I was like bantering back and forth about Iron Fist, and they're saying, I'm like halfway through the season. This is so much better than the one before. I love it. This and that. And I so bad wanted to be like, wait till the end. You'll love it even more. And like this and this. I was like, and I was even went as far as like, I was going to ruin a moment, but I won't because you'll know. I think is how I left it. It was pretty good.
That was me all the way up through it. And I was like one episode away when I was talking to you last.
Yeah.
About it. And I was like, dude, this is so awesome. And then I went home and watched that last episode. I'm like, I want to cry.
Yeah, I was so stoked. I was like, that's so great. They brought him so full circle.
And you were on like, episode 6 at that time
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
And I'm like, one episode away. This is so awesome.
Yeah. To be fair, Iron Fist...
But you can see what I was saying, though, when I said, like, this is a new origin story starting over again.
Yeah, totally, it is.
It's actually like 3.
And it really is. But this is like invigorated my excitement for the next ones again, right? Like I've kind of been on this little bit of
it's what the Netflix series need.
Yeah,
they needed something. Just give them a punch into
like because we didn't even really talk too much about the Luke Cage season 2.
No,
we didn't really talk too much about
Luke
Jessica
Cage
Jones.
left off really weird, and he's like almost a villain in the.
And it's like, and even Jessica Jones season 2 was like, it was like it did all the things that I was so glad season 1 didn't do, right?
Yes.
And it's like. That was our season 2.
I
was doing this.
The first 3 episodes of Jessica Jones were amazing.
Yeah.
I loved them. They hit all the Jessica Jones points that I wanted to see, everything that I liked about the previous season. I just think it turned into too much of her mom after that.
Yeah. It was such a family drama.
Yeah.
Way more of an origin thing. It was just like, I really didn't care. I really lost interest.
And what's with stepdad?
Yeah, it's just like... But this, as soon as I saw that Iron Fist season 2, granted, 1 is so bad, first season of Iron Fist, it's hard to give this one any merit by saying it's better than season 1, right? Like, to me, that doesn't scream as it's great, right?
I think it is great.
I think what it does, as far as all those supporting characters that I think will now matter so much more, and way, I'm really curious to see if this starts to affect Daredevil in their Daredevil season 3, and just what's going to happen with all this stuff.
Other than Misty, maybe. I don't think it really will.
You don't think Mary's going to come in there? I think she could be in it.
Okay, Mary, definitely.
I think Mary could be in it, and
Mary.
I think Misty, which I think was done very clever in season 2 of Iron Fist, she is going to facilitate the role of, what's her name? The nurse.
Yes.
Because she's out of the picture now,
yes.
right?
She said she's done with it. She's done with all of it. So.
I think she could
Which
facilitate
pisses
that
me
role
off,
and
'cause
be
I liked
that
her
glue.
role a lot.
Yeah, I liked her too, and I could see why she kind of wants out, right? But I think Misty can step up now and kind of facilitate that. She'll be that glue that voice of reason with that awesome sarcasm, right? That will that isn't afraid to take that metal arm and beat someone over the head because they're being an idiot.
Yeah, and even though she pretty much said she's not going to take the captain role, they haven't said she's not yet officially.
Yeah. Well, and who's to say she won't take the captain role there and instead take it as part of this like ragtag team of heroes that don't. That'll be her captain role, right? Like I could see her facilitating the need to do that, but not in the police force, but more in the Netflix guys. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm excited about all of this. I really, really am. I think there's a lot of really cool superhero stuff going on here. I love the idea of all of it growing and growing with us as we grow, right?
Yeah.
Like I love that part of it. I don't like it when it all just kind of sits stagnant and it gets super predictable. So I love that they're mixing it up and that we can all kind of grow with it. I really want them to do that with X-Men. Don't give me the cookie cutter X-Men I'm used to now. We're not idiots. We know what you've done. You've clearly done that with all your movies. So treat the X-Men the same way. And I really want Netflix to keep doing this uphill climb that they're starting to do now, especially after this Iron Fist season 2.
Yeah.
I'm really hopeful for all of it.
Marvel's been following that path in general.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. But even the movies,
they've always had
these
these
kind of
just few little plateaus, but then they always seem to jump.
Yeah, they hit these spikes, huh?
Yeah.
They kind of get everything back in gear, and maybe the spikes wouldn't feel like such a success without the ones in between. Like they all support each other.
Like you say though about the first Captain America movie is you didn't like it at first, but after you've seen 2 and 3 and was followed from there, it makes so much more sense and is so much more relevant to what's going on.
Well, it kind of is like the Captain Marvel, right? Of 4 Captain America movies, where it's like you go back, it takes place before all the stuff. You don't get all the other characters and everything, but it really fills the void of all those questions you might have had, and you get to see the growth in Captain America even more. That's what I love about it the most. Is Captain America is one of the characters that has grown the most in the MCU, and you wouldn't know that if you didn't watch that origin movie. He comes from such a clean cut, like that guy that just would do anything to help anyone and had stick his neck out there, to now he's this super jaded guy that really has a hard time trusting anybody.
And to be clear, it was the best CG ever, that making him not as focused.
Especially for when it came out. Like, what is that? Almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago or something, right? Like, really, that's actually done pretty well. I give Disney a big props in that department as far as their CGI altering. The last thing, we kind of touched on Initial D. We're going to keep watching. I think our next episode, when we're all back together, we'll do an Initial D episode. I'm excited to talk about it. I really am.
And to be clear, I've got work issues now. That's why it's kind of conflicting with schedules.
Yeah, and we'll iron it out. We're going to have live shows still. Yep. Anyone that we can get Jay in on, we're totally going to do that. Anyone where we got to get somebody to fill your seat, we'll do that. We'll keep it warm for you until you get back. But there'll be a couple pre-recorded ones in there. But we're going to try to stay up on all the stuff we're excited about.
We'll get back to the live eventually.
Yeah.
Get it fully figured out.
Yeah. We just got to figure out everybody's schedules. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for where all of our nerdy stuff that we care about is right now. I'm excited for the Marvel stuff and all the movies. I'm excited for DC. I'm excited where that stuff's going to go. I'm excited for video games.
Oh my God.
Like, I think we're at this weird transition point.
I'm excited for the fall of DC only for the fact that it can grow from where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put that.
Well, and how much more appreciation do you have for those kind of things when you're there through all of it? Right? Where it's like you get to see this rise. Again, it's like the Marvel stuff where it's like it does peak, but it's sometimes those valleys are what make the peak so good.
Yeah,
right?
But and like Doctor Strange movie. I did not like the Doctor Strange movie that well when it came out. It was entertaining, it was fun to watch, but it wasn't impactful.
Yeah.
But it actually made sense to his character when you saw him later.
Yeah.
So excuse me.
Yeah. I'm really, really pleased with it. If we touch on one last thing before we wrap up here, one that I am actually concerned about, and I think we'll watch it and talk about it, is Venom, which is also the 5th. It's before the Daredevil. I'm gonna reserve any judgment on it. I'm going into it completely not expecting anything at all. and I'm really curious what I'm gonna get out of it. That might be all I come out of it with, but we'll see.
So we've recorded 2 episodes back to back right now. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to need more beer than I've had. All-encompassing.
Yeah.
To watch that Venom.
All right, we'll get you some beer.
It's awful. I'm sorry, those trailers look horrible.
I agree, but I'm going to go in not expecting anything, and we'll see what happens. We have to go see it.
We went in not expecting anything from BVS.
Yeah.
Okay? We went in there with low expectations. I mean, beyond low expectations, and we were disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay? I think Venom has every opportunity to do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after seeing BVS.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's my opinion right now.
Yeah, this could be the DC Marvel, is kind of where I'm at. I'm in that same boat, where it's like, they could DC this Marvel movie. We'll see. To be continued after we watch it, right? So wait, let's rate our beers.
So,
what do we want to give them?
It's a 5.6. The alcohol flavor actually came out a little bit more. And I don't know if that's so much because I've just had so much beer in the last 2 episodes. But the alcohol flavor came out a little bit, but the body stayed there. The aroma is amazing. Every time you tip it back and take a sip, it just hits you with this just fresh punch.
Yeah.
It has a kind of a medium-ish body. It lingers on the tongue for a while, and then has this great just hop flavor. Yeah, it's the malt body's there a little bit. It's a little sweet, not too bad, but it's really heavy on this just good hop flavor, and I'm really enjoying it.
I really like it too. I wish it would have been a little more like kind of fruity or citrusy, especially based on what our cans look like here. Because I don't think they're an accurate description of what you're going to get.
Well,
I was expecting so fruity and peachy that you're going to eat yourself peachy. Even if you're a peach, you would love this, right? And I really got like almost zero peachiness from it.
I'm not getting a whole lot of the fruit. I'm getting a little bit of citrus, but not a whole lot of fruit overall.
Yeah, but in a way, like maybe it's just me, but I almost get like a little maltiness from it, and like there's
quite a bit of maltiness.
The heavier feel to it again,
right initially.
Yeah,
but then it just completely mellows out right to those hop punches. And I love that hop.
I think it's pretty good. I really don't have anything super negative to say about it, other than like you mentioned, it does have a little bit of that alcohol-y to it, and it's really not.
Yeah, but
it's not super potent.
It took it to be warm before it got that.
Yeah,
and it had to be fairly warm before it got that.
Yeah. And like you said, who knows? Your tongue might be a little bit saturated with alcoholiness right now.
An 8.5% prior to this, and then
that were 16s.
Yeah. I'm maybe feeling a little bit.
Well, I don't think you're wrong in that it is really good though, and I love that it's actually. I think it's harder and harder to find beers that aren't these extremes, right? And I kind of think this one and the other beer we had, they're nice because they're not that. They're kind of this a little bit more mellow, with like sprinkles of those extremes in them, but nothing's like too much of anything anywhere. Do you get that? No?
I don't know. The Revision was definitely a beer in and of itself. Yeah. I've never tasted anything quite like it. That was even close to quite like it.
The other thing I'm noticing, these are both from Idaho?
No, this one's from Idaho. The other
recommended from people from Idaho.
Yeah. The other one's from Utah.
Okay, but we're like working our way closer from, I guess for people out there, it's this way? I don't know. But we're working our way from east to west here, right? Does that mean we're only like a state or two away from totally being inundated with the East Coast beers? Like, I think they're already taking over.
They've already taken over.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to put their own touch on the IPA.
Yeah. Because
the Northwest was the first. Northwest was the first one to say, hey, this is what we can make a beer to be like. Because the IPA IPA was a style. And it was basically just a hoppier version of your standard IPA. And the standard IPA is going to be around 5%. And they came in and said, nope, we're going to make it 6%, and we're going to give it a whole ton more hops, and that's an IPA. And that was, if anybody doesn't know, it was a beer brewed for the sailing passage to India.
Yeah.
So it was stronger in alcohol and it was stronger in hops, so that it would last, so it didn't spoil.
Yeah.
And for the sail to India, so that hence the term India Pale Ale.
Yeah.
The Northwest came in and said, "Hey, we're going to make an India Pale Ale, but our base one is going to be 7%."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it
so
doesn't have to get shipped to India.
No, but 6.5 to 7% is what they're calling a IPA, and that would, in all intensive terms, would be a double IPA.
Yeah. Totally agreed.
So the Northwest came in with these super. We'll use the Northwest hops. They're going to be grassier, pinier, just all your when you imagine pine, the green Northwest flavors, and that's what they were doing. And so they just totally inundated us with that and higher alcohol content. And then the East Coast said, "No, we can do it a little different." And what they did is they made it more citrusy and cloudy.
Yeah.
And so it's got a heavier body, heavier mouthfeel, and it's just this juicy citrus flavor. So it's kind of like the two.
Maybe it's almost more the worlds are meshing more.
They're definitely meshing more.
Yeah.
But it's just became this two things. But I mean, to be fair, the East Coast was 10 years behind us
Yeah.
on what they were doing. So they figured it out though, and I actually kind of like it.
I'm getting more and more used to it too. I like the
Yeah.
other one we had better than this. I think if I gave this a number, but this was a 7 for me. It's one less.
Yeah, I was gonna go solid 8. So
Me 7, Jay 8.
yeah. Good Jack. Jack didn't even rate his H2O before he left.
I hate Jack. I'm so
I know,
glad he
right?
left. To all the nerds,
Through all the fuss.
bottoms up.
Let's get nerd buzz.
Done. Mission accomplished. All right, so now I have to do all this because Jack's not here. Ready? And
Talking
Hi,
about
guys.
beer, talking about
Nailed it.
nerd culture. You're on Nerdbuzzed. Marcus and Jeremiah. You're on
subscribe,
Nerdbuzzed. Let's get Nerdbuzzed.